Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, welcome back to more Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm Liz. Today, we are still not advancing the storyline, and actually, the next storyline video will be today as well. It's probably already released at this point. I just wanted to feature our Harrim re-spec. Now that we have re-specced Amiri, let's get into Harrim.
Was lost in thought.
So Harrim has a few. Okay, so Harrim, where Amiri
Yes,
is
I'm
generally, other than the sword, which we had to get rid
One shouldn't brag
of.
about a big sword if they can't carry one.
We had to dump the sword because it's garbage. But other than the sword, she's generally very similar to what she was, except she's an invulnerable rager. Harrim, we're going to build him very similar to what he was again as well. Like, we're not going to completely dramatically change him. Like, if I was wanting to build a cleric myself, I would not make it a dwarf, probably. I would make it, like, an Azamar or a human or something like that, but not a dwarf, most likely. And I definitely wouldn't choose this god that he has, but we are not going to actually change that. If we take a look at him, he has a deity selection. I guess we should look in abilities. He is a deity selection here of Grotus. We don't really get the ability to change this. I can remove this feat from him, and we can add in a different god. Like, we can make him worship somebody else. But I feel that too dramatically changes his character, because his character is very much about this god. His character is very much about the fact that he is chaotic neutral, and he, like, chooses death, and he wants death to meet his god, and all this kind of thing. I would love to use different domains than chaos and destruction, I think. Yeah, chaos and destruction. I would love to use different domains than that, but we're not going to. We are, however, going to change these stats. Because, yeah, Harrim's got a few issues. Actually, they changed his stats. These are not Harrim's original stats. He had 8 charisma originally. So they've actually rebuilt him themselves. I'm going to rebuild him too. But the devs have actually rebuilt Harrim, because he had 8 charisma, and it was like, why? It makes no sense. Anyway, we're going to do 25 point. Let's respec Harrim. Oh, yeah, submit. Done. Alright, so Harrim is going to be a cleric. You have the option of going Crusader here, and a lot of people like Crusader. So Crusader, big difference with Crusaders is that they gain access to these extra Crusader feats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. In the early game, you get 2 extra feats here, basically, and you have access to certain combat feats with them. In particular, if we look really closely at this, at 10th level, Crusader may choose from greater weapon focus, improved critical, and weapon specialization. Weapon specialization is huge. Weapon specialization usually requires a number of levels in Fighter to get access to. You don't normally have access to it as anything that does not have levels in Fighter. And the fact that the Crusader bonus feat allows you to bypass that restriction means that you can get some pretty good attack power out of this. What you lack versus another fighter is access to a lot of feats. Like, you just don't have enough feats. These are very niche. These don't give you access to any feat in the game. They're very niche feats, like heavy armor and shields and the getting better at them and all that kind of stuff. So you can take, like, cleric abilities up here, but getting access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra feats, and I think you only get 1 domain as well, although I might be wrong about that. But losing a bunch of spells as a result of it, like, clerics get access to way more casts per day than Crusaders are going to get access to. I mean, it's cool, and I do want to build a tank, and getting them up and running quicker is neat and all, but I just can't justify Crusader unless you really, really want, like, super duper roleplay. Like, you've got an Inquisitor and a Crusader and a Paladin working together to just, like, smite their enemies, basically, all for the same god. I can't really justify Crusader. We are definitely going to take the standard cleric here, which is what Harrim starts as. So in order, we can't pick a deity. Normally you get a list of deities here. It's okay. He still has Grotus or whatever. We just need to not choose something here and everything will work out fine. If we look at channel energy, see he's got access to both because again Grotus is a neutral god, so we're going to take positive energy. And then the domains, he is destruction and chaos, so we will take both of those as is. I don't know if that's the direction he was, but we're going to pick it in that order. And next. Okay, so ability points. This is where things are going to get a little bit weird. So we're going to get these extra points in wisdom. That's fine. If we go to 19 wisdom, we won't go all the way up. Let's take our charisma to like 14. Can I reasonably do that? Yeah, I could probably do that. If I tank int, I can get like 2 points here. Then I can get like a couple here. I do want 2 points in Sexterity because that's going to give us the 1 armor class that we're going to need if we're wearing heavy armor. Then our strength is awful low. +2 here is cool and all. That's going to give us access to 5 channels. 14 con is pretty valuable. Is there a reasonable way to get to like 16 strength? No. 14 strength? Like, come on. What can I do to make that happen? If I tank charisma a little bit. Charisma is important for your channeling. Like, wisdom is what clerics base themselves off of, but charisma is really important for the number of times you can channel positive energy. If we dump that, we go to 4 channels per day. And then we can strength up a little bit. We already have an odd number here, so we're going to use all of those points. Dex is not useful to us. This is not going to be useful to us. Charisma is not going to be useful to us in this respect. So no. The answer to that is we can't really get up there. I really don't like having a frontline character here, though, that's not going to have at least 14 strength. He's never going to hit if he doesn't. We could put int to 8. This is what we could do, I suppose. And then occasionally we'll get an extra point. So our will save is 6, because we have lots of wisdom. We're going to have 14 strength, which means we're rarely going to hit stuff. 12 dex, which is just enough for the extra armor. We will occasionally hit. It's just going to be rare. We're going to have a +2 to our attack modifier. 14 con is acceptable. 8 int, so we're going to get occasionally 2 points. 19 wisdom, so we'll just pump wisdom hardcore. And then charisma is going to be 12, so we're going to get access to 4 channels per day, right? You get 3 plus your charisma modifier. Which is not good, by the way. That is very, very, very low. Yeah, this is still better, though. This is still better. I can accept this. And then we're going to take... Okay, so if we took Lore Religion, we go up to 8 points immediately. If we took Perception, which we don't have a class skill in, we're going to go up to 7. It's actually our highest thing already. Honestly, I don't really need Lore Religion. And especially not on him. I do have other people I could perceive with, though. I'm okay not having this here, though. We'll take Perception, yeah. Because he's going to be right at the front of the group. We want him spotting traps. Like, you want somebody at the front of the group to have Perception so that they can see traps, so that you can disarm them before they become a thing. So that's fine. It's not super duper min-maxy, but we definitely get some good out of it. Alright, so first thing we're going to get here is going to be armor proficiency heavy armor. Seems a little lame, but whatever, we're going to do it. That's actually what Harrim starts with as well. And that is going to be it, complete. We're going to level up. The level up is going to get us nothing. It's going to get us 2 points. So that'll be Perception. And tell you what, here's our Lore Religion. Nobody else needs to take it. Harrim can still take it. He's just going to be a little behind on it because he's only going to get a point in it every other level. Cool.
My strength fades.
Yes.
And Lindsay was called for.
I know your strength fades. So Lindsay has a base value of 14, modified value of 16 charisma. Has a lot of con. Probably more con than she needs. Int is good on her. Wisdom is still good. She's going to have will saves as a result of wisdom, so that's good. Probably more strength than she needs because she's going to be using a crossbow. Although getting poisoned, yeah, she's not really going to get poisoned often though because she's a halfling. And not a halfling, sorry. She's a bard. She's going to be in the back. It's funny though that she's got -8 happening right now. And she's got a base 10. If she was, oh boy, if Lindsay had less strength, like 2 less strength, then she would die. If you have 8 strength, you die from getting fatigued and exhausted. Like as soon as you get exhausted, you just die outright. That is amazing. If you're a halfling, if you're anything else, or I think gnome as well, right? They have -2 strength. So anybody who has like a racial minus strength, if they go down to the minimum, they will just die if they get exhausted. And I don't mean like pass out. I mean 100% gone, dead. You're done. That's bonkers. Okay, well, we are going to respec Lindsay in the next video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I have been Liz. This has been Pathfinder Kingmaker. I hope to see you then, and then we'll get this story on the road.